What's going on, everyone? God, that's such a great sound. That means we're back, right?
We are so back.
Back, baby. That actually worked out great.
That
I'm
was
so
pretty cool.
happy about that.
We're so back. Yeah, it's like we didn't even leave. So
We did. We did though.
life happened for some of us, and
Yep.
Sometimes
well,
Dad's got to go get milk or cigarettes.
yeah.
Um,
Sometimes those dads come back, and that's what happened here. And welcome into the tree fort, dear friends.
long last.
We're back with you. No need to cry. The crying is over. We are here. We're here to mix it up, get in that fort with us, and do what we do best: talk about movies, talk about everything. So welcome in. We got the gang here today. Philip Boughton, of course, a one Joseph Johnson, and a one Royal Mills. Um, our esteemed colleagues. Today, we are going to be talking about a classic movie. I don't know, classic. It's 15 years old, which is wild to me. I don't
Actually,
know.
it didn't click.
Yeah, I don't know when I lost track of time, but I done lost track of time. And 15 years. The movie is The Town, starring Ben Affleck, Jeremy Renner, Blake Lively, John Hamm, the chick, the bank girl. She was in Iron Man 3. I just don't know her name, but
Yeah.
she's someone. Um,
Fine.
so yeah, okay. So welcome in. Appreciate you stopping in here. Some quick housekeeping. Um, please like and subscribe. Go to the YouTube. The YouTube, we're getting picking that up with the card breaks, kind of doing that stuff, trying to gain some viewership so that we can make everything as easy as possible to get out to you. So please hammer the like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you got to do, share it. Facebook, Instagram, anything. TikTok. Are we on TikTok?
X.
We're not
We're
on
not on
TikTok.
TikTok yet. We need to get a few more episodes first, so we have like clips to pull from.
We will be getting on the TikTok. I know some great TikTok people. We're going to be getting on that. So stay tuned there. But
Oh yeah, no, you're doing that, yeah.
yep, we got X, aka Twitter. So yeah, find us on Hinge if you're single, or if you're cheating. Don't bother. But anyway, The Town, classic. I keep saying classic. I don't know why that's my go-to adjective. It is a great bank heist movie, Boston themed. I've listened to podcasts that talk about movies, and a lot of them do talk about Boston movies. Um, and this one is on the Mount Rushmore of Boston movies. So I love it. Obviously, you do that you're listening, and obviously, these two jabronis do as well because we're here to talk about it today. So, Joe John, give us set an agenda here, please.
Set an agenda.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love setting those. Thank you. Yeah, so we're gonna do our talk movie to me categories. I do apologize. I was looking at my phone here a second ago. I will say. So we
Sorry.
got our big five categories. We're gonna go over. Who do we identify with? Favorite prop, favorite quote from the movie, the best scene, and our beef.
Oh,
I think we have a couple bits to talk about in regards to the movie. I think both of you before we started recording said you had a story to tell. I wasn't thinking about it, but I have like a small story to tell.
tell
About
your
when I was
story.
watching the movie yesterday. I was watching it on a flight, so I was on a flight back from Cleveland, or not Cleveland, Cincinnati. Who cares?
Okay.
But so I was in the very last row of our small plane. It was two people on both sides of the plane, and I was on the aisle seat. And I had the town up, and the whole time the steward of the flight, he's like crouched there, sitting right next to me. I felt like he was looking over my shoulder, to be honest.
He's
But like
watching.
right about when we weren't in the air very long. We were in the air for maybe an hour 45 minutes. So I didn't even get a chance to finish the movie. I still had like 50 minutes left on it because it's a pretty long movie. Um, he was asking me about it. He was asking me if I liked it. All my thoughts about it. I was like too like not far enough into the movie to like have an opinion.
Yeah.
But he was just asking me these things that I just like kind of knew about the movie. That like I think I knew Ben Affleck directed it and starred in it. But no, he was just being friendly. So I just
Yeah.
being a good steward.
Bro, shut
Also,
up and get me a Sprite and peanuts. Come on. What are we doing?
yeah, I thought we were gonna die. That was a pretty rough flight. TBH.
Oh wow. Okay.
So just to make sure, this was your first time ever watching it, correct?
That's what I told Phil. If I think I dead named you a moment ago. When we first were getting set up here, I think I've seen it before. But it feels I don't know. It feels very familiar. That's how I would describe it.
It is. It's like a nice, comfy blanket that you can just get into it and just turn it on, and you know.
Yeah, it actually worked out well because I was watching the Oceans movies, Oceans 11, 12, and 13 the last couple of weeks because I was like, you know what I haven't seen in a while? A good heist movie. And then once I watched the first one, I just wanted to finish the other two just to like I'm trying to keep track of the movies I'm watching. As everyone knows that listens to the podcast, I am notoriously not a movie watcher, so I'm trying to
He's a
do
child in the movie sense.
there's a I forget what the app's called, Letterbox, but with movies just for myself.
Yeah.
Um so that was also cool to keep it in theme with the heist movies. I'm also watching the Harry Potter series for the first time and I'm finally into it
Mm,
after the first four movies probably.
I've never watched. I watched the first one on a lacrosse bus, so there's no sound, and then just all the other ones came out, and I just never got around to seeing it. So dive in. We can
Yep.
do some of
Let's
those
kick it
'cause
off.
people love Harry Potter. But yeah, um, let's or Royal. What kind of stories you got here about the town? Have you been to the town?
No, actually, I hate everything Boston pretty much,
What?
except for this movie.
Well, it's crazy. Well, it's crazy
Okay.
that Stevie P's not here. Isn't he from
Yeah,
Boston?
he's from New England. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Please.
yeah.
I was
He,
born in another state. I don't claim I'm from that state. I'm just saying. I claim for where I'm from.
what state were you born in?
Florida.
Florida?
Catch me in
I don't
Florida.
feel like you could claim Florida though.
Why? I was born there and I lived there
When's the
3
last
years of
time
my
you were
life.
there?
You could.
What was the second thing you said? You were born there? What?
And I lived there for 3 years of my life.
He's a jit.
Heard the hood claimed you.
Mm.
So yeah.
But I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah,
I
see, I
wasn't
claim.
born and raised, but I was raised in New York.
Okay. Okay. So we got that going.
So
Now, were you born in Tangerine, Florida?
Uh, by Miami, we'll say that.
Okay. I don't know where Tangerine was, but if we saw the ending, it didn't seem like it was near civilization at all. So
Which kind of goes hand in hand with something I'm going to talk about later.
perfect.
yeah,
Good.
something I'm going to talk about later as well.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's dive into our categories here. So, is this a beef royal? Since we scratched the surface, do we want to dive into that, or do we want to start one of the fun categories?
Oh, I'm ready for the beef.
Give me the beef. Give
So
me the beef, boys, and free my soul. Sorry.
my
Go on.
big beef with that is you went through all that whole movie stealing all this money. You had no goals besides get to Florida. And then when you get to Florida, you live in this little shanty thing on the side of a swamp, looking like a straight bum.
Yeah.
Like, why
That's your
would you?
beef.
Yeah, like when you made a almost 3 hour long movie about you trying to get to Florida, and then when you get there, you ain't even living your life. You're just living a secluded, hide from the FBI and Feds life. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think I thought that it's like, do you have this money? Clearly, you weren't spending it on your current living arrangement in Boston, but I don't know. Maybe the property. Maybe he owns all of the Everglades. I don't know. Who knows what he does?
That kind of rolls into my beef. My
Okay.
beef is I think the ending, like I think it's a good movie, as I said. I think the ending is very stupid in the sense where it's like, oh, he's just gonna go live in Florida now. When it's like the FBI knows who this person is,
Right.
they have like they have all the information. I don't understand how how he just goes and lives happily ever after.
Like
It's
Uh,
2010.
paranoia off the grid.
Yeah. Cops didn't follow through on anything. They're like, you know what? His grandmother lived in Tangerine, Florida, but you know,
And it's like he can't really. I mean, he has cash on hand, but he can't purchase a big amount of property. He can't do anything. It would
Right.
I don't even like, and that goes into him doing that whole charitable contribution, or maybe was it the girl who did the
Yeah.
charity?
He
yeah,
left her the money and said, "You would know what to do better with
Okay,
this than I would."
yeah.
So maybe he just left her
Which
everything, and that's why he lives there, I guess.
ties into my general beef, which is just the whole ending, because that's also fucking stupid. To use the heist money to do the donation in his mother's honor.
it's very Robin Hood.
It's very
Take from the
silly.
banks and give to the community so that these young massholes can play ice hockey like he did, and
Yeah.
it's in the honor of his crackhead mother.
He's just trying to relive his childhood through all the neighborhood kids.
Yeah.
What team you
And
think drafted him?
what?
What team you think drafted him?
The Bruins.
Oh, did it say that?
They said he didn't leave. He never left Boston.
Oh, true. Yeah, I guess when I heard that, my thought was that's not true. He definitely left when he got drafted.
Well, they said he didn't make it because he was always getting in fights
Yeah,
and
and then
stuff.
he got his second chance. No, so that's my beef in general. Is just the ending. It's a little nonsensical, but it's a heist movie.
The whole movie was great, except that part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things that how do you how do you tie a ribbon on it as a happy ending? And like, okay, so he had no money because he gave it to her. So then he's down there living on off the grid. He's eating alligators, so he doesn't have to go into town to get groceries. I don't know.
Wearing burlap pants.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you should be able to have fun with a movie, not get too worried about the plot. So it's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, John Hamm is the worst FBI agent of all time, and
I know, terrible. The guy puts a note on his car.
on his car, which is literally right outside, while they're looking for
Every
him.
step too, he's like, "Yeah, I saw you guys when you were stalking me," and then they kept using the, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the over under on this being over 6 inches?
What?
Okay.
The my takeaway from all of this was if Blake Lively called me Mr. 6 inches, I would immediately need a new pair of pants.
Yeah, that's not an insult. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah, she could make it Mr. 5 inches, and I'd still be pumped.
Yeah, you might think you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, at first I'm like, is that an insult? Because I mean, I'd be jacked up about that. I'd be like, hell yeah, sit,
At least 6.14.
yeah, hard or soft, you don't know.
Almost 1 gram though.
Yeah, and 0.0023 inches wide. Like, okay.
Yeah. Did you have beef, Phil?
So the only beef. So I was saying I watched it with the audio description. So some of my beef stems from that, where they had a British, sounded like an old woman, a British woman doing the audio description for the movie. And there was like twice where it just didn't land. Like in the scene where Jem's eating potato chips at the bar, and then Doug comes in. And it's like, oh, you don't have to follow Claire. I got it, or whatever. And it's like, Jem is eating crisps at the bar. And they're like, okay. And then when she's playing kickball with the kids, like a woman rolls a football to one of the young boys. Like, that's a kickball. That's not a football. So like I'm thinking that somebody's taking an American football and rolling it. Had I not seen this before,
Yeah.
I'd be like, wait a minute, what? And like, why are
Imagine
they,
you haven't, though. Holy,
yeah, like why
what
are
the
they
hell is
rolling
this movie?
the ball on the ground? Yeah. But and just the descriptions, the nun masks descriptions are hilarious. It's like they dressed up like raggedy, wrinkled nuns, and it just keeps like going more and more detail about how old and ugly the nun masks are. It's just it's interesting. But um, beef I have is Blake Lively sucks. Uh, I get it. She's a woman scorned. She obviously loves Doug and is mad. John
You
Hamm.
mean the character sucks, or she sucks as her
Yeah,
character?
well, both. But
That's
the
what I
character the
get.
character sucks. That she blew them in.
She was the weakest link of it all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she wasn't even a link really. But yeah, she ruined it. Um, the Dino guy. So John Hamm's like assistant. Uh,
yeah.
pissed me off.
I always talked out of the side of his mouth like this.
Yeah. Uh, the whole florist thing, like I get, I think you could have left that part out.
Yeah, the
Like
deeper lore of the town.
it could have just been like, oh, we're robbing the banks because we need money to survive, not we're robbing the banks to pay some sort of pseudo mob type scenario. I don't know. Like I didn't understand other than he was like a drug dealer in town, and it's like none of you are doing the drugs. So like how does he have any pull over you? Just
Just
ignore him.
the fact that he'll kill you guys, I guess, if you stop.
Right. Like
Yeah.
okay.
I know, but then I mean, spoiler alert. At the
Yeah.
end, he fucking just walks in and kills him. It's like, all right, well, I guess theoretically that could
Why
happen.
didn't you do that
Whenever they
15 years ago? Yeah, like
Especially because what's his face? His character was such a loose cannon. You'd think he could have done it. Jeremy Renner's character.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but he liked being part of that. He wanted to keep doing more.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
he was just
I mean, the
it's
floral
crazy.
shop, though, was
When
like
he
a
got
front.
shot in the face, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The floral shop could be just a whole front for the whole operation, and maybe that Fergie guy was just obsessed with flowers. So
Yeah, they
You
should
know,
have left it just where the flower guy was like involved by like helping facilitate like with the van and stuff. Not
or
like
like
the shop.
he came up with the
Yeah,
which is like it was like he came up with it, but it's like you're gonna do this for me. Like why don't I don't it's just weird.
against
yeah.
my better judgment.
He's like, no, I want you as a group. It's like just
He,
like the oceans, like where they're like,
it's
no,
it's
I need.
almost like he could have been the uh Morty Mort or the Mort's wigs, the guy from Goodfellas. The wigs don't come off when you jump in the pool. I know you haven't seen it, but
I have at one point. I just don't
yeah, he could have been like him. Like he was the guy that figured everything out, and then they did it. Like I don't know, but um, another. It was beef until the audio descriptions. So the ending with the bus.
remember.
So I was always like, you're telling me that this guy just has every like civil worker uniform just like hanging up in his house or something like that, and
Yeah.
um, I guess,
It's
but
like Grand Theft Auto.
kind of, yeah. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. When watching it with the audio description, it was his uncle. His uncle worked for the bus and it was his uniform. And then when he gets off the one bus and a guy gets on the bus, that is his uncle.
Mhm.
Because I'm
Mm.
like, why did that guy not realize, like, why is this guy getting off the bus? It clearly doesn't work here. And like, it's because that was his uncle.
Did we see his uncle prior to that? Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
No, but like in the audio description, it says something about like Thomas McRae and then like on his badge, like on Ben Affleck's badge, and then when he gets off the bus and that guy gets on, it's like Ben Affleck or Doug gets off the bus and his uncle takes over.
Well, that might explain the scene where he like stops somewhere before he goes and he puts money behind a picture frame of a picture of somebody with his family. I can't remember the name, but
I
that
think,
could be it.
yeah, I think that's it.
I
Like
thought
him just tipping him.
it was just
Yeah,
pulling all like getting his money and hightailing it.
no, yeah. So that was explained by the thing, but other than that, I mean, I've watched it a bunch of times. I enjoy it. That's all my beef.
It's a
Uh,
comfort movie for sure.
it is. It's
I
just
can see that.
it's one of those that you put it on. There's is a great segue. There's many quotes. There's many scenes that, like, if you caught it, I was gonna say if you catch it, if you caught it, on cable, and it's like, ooh, we're halfway through, but ooh, the second robbery hasn't happened yet. Like, it's just good that you can pick
Yeah.
that up, um, and not skip a beat, really. So, um, let's go with the quotes then scenes. So, anybody have a favorite quote? I know, obviously, Mr. 6 Inches. All you care about is Coke and Xbox.
Yeah, that's actually I didn't even think about those.
Yeah,
Um, my favorite quote, when we were coming up with the topics right before we started, it was the only one that I really like walked away from the movie remembering, and it kind of just goes down to the point that like this movie's just like is fun, right? Like
yeah.
bank, like heists, like fun, and we definitely don't get enough heist movies anymore. I will say. Um, but my favorite quote was from Jeremy Renner's character when they were talking about doing the last heist, and he's like, "If we get jammed up, we're holding court on the street."
Yeah, that's a badass quote
Yeah,
right
I'm like,
there.
that's what we watch this movie for, is like that, like a standoff, like that's fun.
And he almost got away.
I know. He's like, "I'm surrender," popped right in the face. He did not almost get away. He was getting,
Well, I mean, when he was walking out with the
yeah,
bag, and then John Hamm realized it was him.
yep,
But, um, yeah, Royal, what do you got?
Uh Probably the best line in the whole movie in my opinion, when he's like, "I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask. And you can never ask me about it later, but we're going to hurt some people." And he just looks at him and he's like, "So whose car are we taking?"
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one too.
Other memorable quotes from that scene when he shoots the guy's kneecaps. Like, there goes college soccer.
Yeah,
That's a good, yeah. I mean, um,
He
pretty
also
much,
said another thing at the end of that too. He's like, "See my face? Remember this face because
yeah,
I've seen yours."
yeah. He
yeah.
was badass.
The when he's gets the guy to lean in, shoots him in the head, and then kills Fergie.
Yeah, that
No,
was,
that was when they broke into
yeah,
that guy's
No, I know. I
apartment.
was saying his quotes too when he was doing that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember like word for word what he said, but he like had the guy come in, and then he talked about Cliff.
Like, come here, Rusty, come here. I gotta tell you something. Come here.
Yeah, he's like, shit went wrong. I gotta tell you.
Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, what?
I know.
40,
Suddenly very trusting.
40 the dome, what?
But if someone comes at you like that, and they're like, I gotta tell you a secret. You come in, you just instinctively do it, and then
Not anymore.
Hmm.
Now I'm like, nope, I'm not
No.
getting shot in the
yeah,
head.
right?
I don't want to know your secret.
No, thank you. And then, yeah, I think the Fergie, uh, I doped her up
Real proper.
real proper.
Oh yeah,
It was good. God, there's another one.
yeah. That was kind of his like moment to become like the bad guy of the movie, I guess.
Um, with Blake Lively, like when uh, you first realize that Ben Affleck knows her, he goes up to her at the bar. He's like, you fighting? And he's like, so what if I'm fighting? What do you care? Some Somalians think white girls don't give a shit or something like that. And it's like, I guess the Somalians are taking over Boston, and they don't think white people will stand up for it anymore. Like, okay, fair enough. In 2010, the political intricacies of downtown Boston.
Is that what town they were? What was the name of their town? The town?
Charlestown. Charlestown. It's the
Charles.
south end of Boston.
Yeah, this really does, I guess, I guess like a lot of Boston based movies kind of just feel the same to me.
Goodwill Hunting.
There's
Terrible accents across
Mark
the board.
Wahlberg, like, well, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
for being from Boston, Ben Affleck's Boston accent is, I don't know. I
Show
don't
me
know.
some ID.
Yeah, I think we need all parties here to just be accounted for. Okay.
Patriots.
Oh, another good one. The Lindas want you to come out of the room.
Yeah. Solid.
I think that's it as far as quotes. Oh, I do like uh, John Hamm when he's talking to Doug first. And he's like, "You guys didn't just rob a stab market for a box of quarters." It's like that was bad.
That was very Departed.
Yeah, it's like his attempt at the Boston accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like okay,
Which The Departed is a good one. We should do that sometime.
I'll throw it on the list right now.
boom, it's on there. Perfect. Yeah. Favorite scenes. Uh, favorite robbery / favorite scene. I know we talked about it, and all of us said the first one is the one that we would hope happens to us. I do. I think the third one is the coolest. I mean, obviously, you're robbing Fenway.
Yep. And as
Uh,
a Yankees fan, I wanted to see that whole robbery go down in success.
Well,
yeah.
actually, going back to my beef too, that was one of my thoughts about how it might be harder for them to like track him like after the movie, because when they were robbing a bank, like those are marked bills, but I don't think that,
Not at
huh?
Fenway. Not at Fenway, they wouldn't
Yeah,
be.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's just free cash at that point.
Yeah.
That was something I thought about when I was walking the dog earlier. Forgot to say. Go ahead.
No, it's a good point, and I I think again, if it wasn't for freaking Blake Lively getting a DUI, they would have been fine.
I don't know.
Bitch. But yeah, that one that was probably the most fun. Obviously the first robbery, like now I know if I'm in a pinch, like if anything's going wrong, you just kidnap the bank manager, and then you tell her to walk until she gets water. I never thought of that. So this is one of those, just like our 50 Cent podcast, where we learned about, summertime is the killing season. It's hot out in this bitch. It's a good enough reason. I learned a lot, from a crime standpoint from this movie. So
That was a crazy callback.
I know I'm full of them, but
It also shows the progression in the steps of every job they did got worse and worse.
Oh yeah.
And they got bigger and bigger too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
they were
think,
they weren't acting like, I know they kept saying these guys are geniuses.
yeah,
They really weren't acting like super tactful at all.
The first one, that was
Yes,
flawless.
agree.
yeah.
Second one, it got hairy.
Bleach. Oh, well, yeah, the hair. The hair was a fantastic idea. It's like, so if I'm ever gonna do a crime, just carry around hair from a barber with me, and then just throw it around, and they'd be like, I don't know who that was there. I don't know.
Why is there 20 dudes in this car?
Yeah,
Holy
I
shit.
don't know. Yeah, there's a clown car.
These guys are fucking genius.
No, it was a nun car.
These guys are geniuses.
I like we're doing scene now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think actually it just came back to my, I was gonna say my favorite scene was after the second heist when they were doing the car chase.
Yeah.
again, just fun. But I actually think it was when the kid saw them with the nun masks right prior to the robbery. I think that might have been my favorite scene when he was just looking at them.
Yeah. The cop, with they get out of the car, and then there's just that one cop sitting there eating a donut, and like he just turns his head. That was great.
Yeah, I think for me was at the end in the final gunfight when Jeremy Renner was laying against the mailbox and he looks over and sees this cup of something just sitting there on the ground, and he just picks it up and chugs the biggest 3 chugs he could out of that straw, and then
I bet.
goes
No,
gun blazing to try to just end it and get it over with.
I bet knowing that he was about to die, that would probably be the most refreshing sip of anything ever.
Yep.
It could have been a cup of diarrhea, and you'd have been like, "All right."
It would have been, blissful. I mean, because the adrenaline's probably crazy.
Yeah.
Couple
And then
lean just laying on the ground.
That'd be nice.
what did you say?
Set a couple lean on the ground real quick
Yeah,
before you
find
go.
out. Little liquid courage.
I had another one, but I'm forgetting it. I don't remember. But
Oh,
yeah,
the scene when they broke into that guy's place and shot him in the legs, that was probably one of the most badass
for no
parts of that whole
reason.
movie.
Like, oh, that was kind of a beef. Oh, I just remembered it. I'm gonna say it now before I forget. So another kind of beef that I had was like, so that dude, Desi, that was like the not the driver, but the other guy.
The tech guy.
Yeah, that's how they found. Like, why does he still work at the place? If you're robbing, you made 90 grand in one day. Why are you still working?
Oh, they had to cover their tracks.
Same thing
Just
though.
like
It's
when they
like
Well, the tracks that got covered are the ones that led right to you. So,
well,
like
just
it was
like
so
when they
easy to
went
source it back to him.
well,
huh?
it's just like when they went to the job site and found Ben Affleck sitting on the side of like a rock quarry
Hey,
when
it's
he
like,
wasn't working.
yeah, I don't know. It, I mean,
Alibis.
that's one thing. I mean, a sand and gravel guy isn't going to be robbing banks, but it's like the guy works at the bank's freaking security system company. Like, no shit.
In the beginning of the movie, they're like, "How would anyone know how to do this?" And they said, "Well, they have to work here." They're not like, "All right, well, who?" They can't just look at the log and be like, "Oh, it's this guy."
Yeah,
And in the
That's what
movie,
they
they said he
select.
was 22.
yeah,
He did not look 22.
no,
Yeah,
so yeah. That was a kind of a piece of beef,
yeah.
but yeah. So we did quotes, we did scenes. Who do you identify with the most?
I don't feel like I can relate to a single person from Boston. I'll say that.
Wow, that's
No, I'm kidding.
jeez.
Um, was it Doug McRae, the main character?
Yeah.
Um, just because I feel like once I kidnapped a girl and caught feelings for her, I too would want to get out of the game and leave my crackhead ex in
Hmm.
the streets.
Heroin, oxy.
Yeah, yep,
Sorry, crack's the only one she wasn't doing. Oh no, she had cocaine in her system
yeah.
when
Name your flavor.
yeah.
So I too would be trying to leave. Then he seems. I mean, again, I don't think anyone really in this movie is completely logical, but he seems to be one of the more logical people. Like
Well,
Jeremy
he's the only
Renner
one that lived.
just wants to keep fucking doing shit for the sake of doing it. Um, the girl he dates definitely has like Stockholm syndrome or something. The fact that, well, I guess she kind of sells him
She
out.
didn't know it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's kind of sensitive. She kind of has her head on,
She's in a rough place.
but I don't think I could relate to her. I'm not. I haven't been quite the damsel in distress.
He tipped him off though too.
Yeah, I'm also not a rat.
It would be like one of our sunny days. That
Oh
was
yeah,
something that it's like, so she kind of tips him off. Yeah, I don't know.
Also
That
thought
was
that
that was
Sunny
a
Day
weird. That
comment
was
like
a weird. Yeah,
was fucking weird.
because like he's like, I want to see you, and she's like, oh, I want to see you too. It would be like one of my sunny days. I'd be like, bitch, you told me on your first date that you hate sunny days because that's when your brother died. Like me seeing you would be. I don't know. She might have tricked me into going in there. I'm like, all right.
Well, he was looking at her through the window, but I mean, to be fair, he was always a step ahead the whole movie.
Yeah, was I thought that was her like tipping him off that like don't
It
bother.
was
Yeah.
It was, but like in the literal sense, because she's like, "I miss you. I want to see you too." It'd be like one of, it would be like one of my worst days. Like,
I know. Yeah.
so somebody who takes everything literal, I'd be like, "Wait, what?"
Damn, this was traumatic.
Yeah, like, all right, not gonna call you again.
Yeah. Again, I still thought that was just weird the way she even brought that Sunny Days comment up and like on their
And
first date. He's
It
like,
was like awkward.
sorry, it's nice out, and I
yeah,
kind of fucking hate that.
yeah, and I did like the, you know, he put the duffel bag in the where he knew she'd find it. It's like, yeah, he's one step ahead
When you
all
read
the time.
this, I'll be long gone.
Yeah. I'll be long gone.
For the first time in my life, I'm going to lead this city.
It's almost like this is a dumb question, Joe John. Have you seen Shawshank?
I have.
You have. Okay. When he leaves the note, and uh, did he say in the note like, if you remember, come find me or something like
Yeah.
that?
See, I've seen it, but you're asking me details now.
I said that to Joey Berries. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna see you later tonight, but I will eventually, this side or the other.
Yeah. Did the guy say that his dad got killed, or was he just saying he got roughed up?
He was saying he got raped.
Oh shit.
Split him up the back. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
yeah. And like he had just talked to him like the day before, so he knew it was just bullshit.
Oh, so it didn't happen.
I mean, it might have happened at some point. I I think it's supposed to be that that guy's just trying to be a prick
Yeah.
and like,
He's done.
rattle his cage, and then he just gave it right back. Like,
we
what do you
still on
got?
scenes?
Kind of, yeah.
We're just kind of talking.
There's also another good part that just popped up in my head. The part where they're all getting interrogated, and the cop was trying to make the bigger dude, the driver, read the statement, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
I can't read this. Like, this
Yeah.
isn't how I would say this.
Yeah, it just doesn't really sound like me.
Doesn't anyone know how to read from Charlestown?
Yeah, that was a good one.
What word
You
did
can
he
take
say
a
where he
pinch.
was like, what?
Good luck with that print.
Yeah, I could take a pinch. Don't worry, I'll only give him your first names.
Yeah. I know, he just goes and gets killed.
Yeah, like okay.
Though,
I
hey,
know, I
those
was
are real
wondering what
ones.
the end there was. He just got fucking murdered.
Yeah, like you're not gonna get pinched. You're gonna get straight up shot.
Yeah, he got shot like 16 times and
Yeah,
then he like fucking right into another car.
yeah.
One thing I can give credit to Boston for is they weren't snitches on each other. They held it down. They were real ones. Unlike
Yeah.
The Departed, where a lot of them are rats.
Oh, rats. Everybody's a rat. Yeah.
We were doing who we identify with.
Who we identify? Yep.
I said
Oh,
Doug.
You said who?
I said Doug.
You're taking Doug Royal?
Yeah,
What are you
you can
taking?
have him too.
I'm taking Dez, the tech guy.
The
That's just
tech.
me.
You're gonna get us all busted.
I'm the guy that is all tech all the time. People call me for tech issues, even though they think because I'm Asian that I made it or something. I don't know. But it's usually I'm the first call. Hey, my computer doesn't work. Can you help me fix it?
No.
You built your own computer though, haven't
Why?
you?
Because I'm
Yeah,
Asian.
Yeah.
because I built a couple computers, but
Little truth there. Little
not to be
truth.
stereotypical.
Yeah, little truth there.
Hmm. Um, I don't want to say. I don't want to say it.
The FBI agent.
No, it's probably Jim.
Mm. He's a wild one though.
Who's
He's a
Canada?
wild card.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't see you.
You don't think so? Good. Thank you. That was a test, and you passed. Um,
I could picture you more of the driver.
kind of. Yeah. Kind of the driver. Um, I don't know. Maybe.
The bartender.
Maybe a little bit of Claire.
Bartender.
You know, you have these dreams, these goals, but it's just not panning out, and
Amen.
you hate your job. So you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna quit. They're like, what are you gonna do? Oh, go play kickball with a bunch of kids. Facts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Just be a servant to the public.
that's really what I'm trying to do is just get back to my community. Um, try to restore my community, and then I will dedicate the ice rink to some guy that I hooked up with once, his crackhead mom. So pretty standard, pretty run of the mill day.
I can't see any other way.
I don't know. I don't know.
By the way, Dylan, there
Maybe
was
the
no
florist.
bartender.
You know what? I might be the florist.
It's like I'm trying to remember a scene with a bartender.
I'm definitely the florist, running everything from behind the scenes, and also playing with flowers on the side.
And
The
apparently
puppeteer.
fucking getting
Yeah,
women hooked on dope.
real proper. I'll
Clip your
take it.
nuts.
I'll take that. Yeah, I got you two clipped. Did them the chemical way. Sour Patch Kids, Coke and Xbox.
Kill him with a knife or with the chemical.
I mean, to be fair, Xbox in 2010 was probably pretty peak.
It was peak. Modern Warfare 2 was
Yeah,
at
that
its.
was. Yep. Wow. How are these guys even robbing banks? They should be on Rust.
It
They got
was,
all that time in Rust.
yeah, it's true.
1v1s.
Russian.
Are we doing items now?
Yeah, that's all we got left. And then if we wanted to give it a rating, we could.
Mm, an item. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna go with the tangerine out of the duffel bag because I feel like that is the kind of the I guess like the feel good prop of the like it has the meaning to it, like kind of like Shawshank, where it's like, do you remember the Mexican town that I was gonna live in? Zihuatanejo, yeah. But it's kind of like the little thing, like his calling card, like come down, be with me.
My
You
little
know?
droplet of
Yeah,
trail.
yeah. Shooting his shot, shoot or shoot. I like the tangerine.
I feel like we should all agree that we can't say the money because that's just too easy of
Oh
a
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I was having trouble thinking of my prop that wouldn't be the money.
In a perfect world, we won't need the money because this podcast is so successful. We don't need the money.
True. True.
I'll share mine.
Yep.
Is it that way?
My favorite prop was the letter that he left on the
Uh,
back of the FBI's agent's car that said "Go fuck yourself."
fuck yourself.
It was good cursive.
And when you're at the end of your rope and you're begging me to be my hero, or what does he say? You're begging me to give information for a plea. I'm gonna tell you, go fuck yourself.
Yep.
Nope. He's telling you go fuck yourself.
And
That's a
then he
good one.
just hands it to the guy walking by, and he's like,
It was the
"That's for
lawyer.
you." Yeah,
Yeah, he gives it to the lawyer. He's like,
Yeah.
what do you say too?
Because that's another one that I'm like, I thought it was just some cop or something, and it was her lawyer. I was like,
Oh,
oh shit.
really? Oh, yeah, he just
Yeah.
said, this is for you, I think is what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. And it was like he hands it to her lawyer.
I was walking past somebody and they gave me that and they said, "This is for you." I said, "Go
Yeah,
fuck."
like
I'm at least like he just kept going. I don't know.
you go fuck yourself, guy.
I'll be pissed.
I mean, it is Boston, so they're a different breed out there.
It's true. It's true.
It
No.
might be like the C word in Australia. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Joe John, what are you taking other than Blake Lively's underwear?
Um, you know, I feel like I'm having a hard time. I was thinking of like saying this, like one of the switches, or something like that. I think
Well, they burned them all. So
you're gonna have to bear with me here, but obviously this is hypothetical. If I could, I would take the Xbox from 2010 because that is prime game.
okay. Oh, it's a 360.
I know, but in 2010,
Okay.
yeah. So I say you gotta bear with me a little bit, but that's what I'll take.
Yeah. Okay. Honorable mention, probably Jem's tattoo. I'm sorry, your name's Jim or Jem?
Oh, you talking about the Fighting Irish tattoo?
Well, it's both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with him holding the money bag.
Yeah.
Sick tattoo, by the way.
If you're Irish, I mean, if you're German, what do you get?
Sausage.
I got one of those.
6 inches.
Mr. 5 inches here.
Nice. Did you not want to rate the movie?
I've got a question. How many people do you think after that movie measured it with a dollar bill?
Mm.
I mean, who hasn't prior to?
Raise your hand here if you did that on the plane.
I was right next to the bathroom.
That's why the stewardess was watching you. He's like, "What the hell's going on with that guy?"
Yeah, I said, babe, I'm gonna go measure myself in the bathroom.
This plane isn't the only thing torqued right now.
Dude, I was scared yesterday.
Yeah, you went to India. That's nuts.
I was no, I don't want to talk. I'm not gonna slander these lovely states on our podcast. So I'll save this for after hours.
Be careful because Ms. Johnson might be listening. You don't want to.
And yeah, well, she's got one more episode from the first year, so we still got a ways to go before she catches up.
Okay.
What if we break up by the time she catches up?
Yeah. Then the next episode, Indiana is full of trash. Everybody there is just a piece of shit.
Full of trash, trashy people. There's no internet.
Mike
There's no
Pence
streaming.
lived there. Look what happened to him.
Why are all these roads closed for construction and none of it's posted on any GPS? These are questions.
Ron Artest
Indianapolis.
does
I
it all.
can't remember the name of the governor. I would keep the bit going. No, we got some time before that. But yes, I mean, who hasn't measured by that dollar bill? I mean, not me, obviously.
No. Tape measure.
Sometimes you gotta use what you have.
Egg rolls.
Egg rolls. I am a perfect egg roll.
1.5 shrimp egg roll.
Ooh, nice. That's a good one. We talking width or length or both?
As radio once said, both.
Both. You girthy son of a gun. Real Girth Brooks over here. We can rate it. I mean, I would say it's a good 9.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty high.
I would have to agree. It's
Okay.
definitely up there for me.
I wish I could have like any memory of like what we've rated any movie prior.
It's all it's all nonsense.
It's so silly. Every time we're just starting from scratch. I liked it. I keep hitting my camera too. If you're watching this on YouTube, first off, we appreciate you. Second, I'm sorry I keep hitting my camera.
So emotional with his reactions.
I was just talking to the fan because I'm gonna watch that and be like, wow, I feel spoken to.
Hey, we have like 30 people watch the last video.
I know, dude. I'm hyped. Thank you for watching. If you are, what were we just talking about?
The rating.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody had a little too much ice
2.95.
cream.
I'm not gonna ask you what you said. It's bad podcasting if I ask again.
I said somebody had a little too much ice cream.
I probably did. Which I'll probably go back afterwards. I've been trying. I'm starting. Well, actually, tomorrow I'm starting to be really healthy. Anyway, my rating. I like it. It's just not a movie that I would watch dozens of times. Like, it's a good movie. I don't want to take away from it. I was gonna give it a 7.5, but you guys have talked me up to an 8.
Okay.
8's very respectable.
Yeah. Be your own person. You can rate it whatever you want.
Yeah.
But
It's a good
yeah,
movie. Yeah. Again, that's where it's like I have no reference because I don't want to I feel like 7.5 would kind of be based on what I think I've rated before, selling it short.
Yeah.
So 8 feels right.
If it's on, I'll watch it.
Yes.
I own it, and there are times where I'm like, you know what, I do want to. Let me get the juices flowing. I want to rob a bank. Boom, put it on.
Bleach everything.
Yeah, everything.
What do you guys think of the Now You See Me series? Isn't that like heists as well?
Yeah, Magic Heist.
Okay, I queued those up to watch next in the spirit of my heists fixed.
It's pretty good. I mean, second one was unnecessary, but
I've seen clips. Yeah, it looks, again, just like a fun kind of silly movie.
it's like
Isn't Isla Fisher in it?
Who?
Isla Fisher.
I believe so.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, I looked up the name of the other woman, the one that Rebecca Hall was the other
Claire.
main. Yeah.
it's got
Yeah.
a lot of Ocean's 11 vibe to it.
Mm.
Yeah, but they're like magic, right?
Yeah, magicians.
Yeah, I love
They
Fisher.
throw cards at people.
Yeah, so I don't know if we ever get to like 1,000 movie episodes and we need to start pulling from the vault. Maybe we'll come back to there.
Sure.
Cool.
All right, well.
Anything else we wanted to cover?
No, I think that's it. Take us home.
Yeah, I mean, if you're still watching, still listening to the podcast, we appreciate it. I know Phil talked about it in the beginning, but we're gonna be back on the regular upload schedule, so you guys are gonna be hearing this tomorrow from where we are right now. Check us out, YouTube videos, doing all the card stuff on there. Social media, Facebook. That's where we're gonna be keeping you guys up to date, putting links to everything we post. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and then we're gonna call it X. Trying to do more there. So we'll be more active on there. Follow, like, subscribe. We appreciate it. We didn't get any special guests today, so maybe we'll have our special guest tune in for the next episode. But yeah, appreciate it. I'm going to try to do the same thing with the music right now, so we can just keep talking.
Okay.
And I'm going to
And
try.
then you can kind of put it up in there. But yeah. Yeah. So thank you for stopping in, and we appreciate it. We love you. Be good. Be good to each other out there, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye, Felicia's.